by let me start by sharing my work with a small video. I'm living my life to the fullest potential with awareness, grace, qualities, and skill set. And it did not come naturally. Although the title is Parenting Transformation Workshop, but I find that it is also a very good guidance as a personal group development.
Such an enlightening enrichment of the mind.
It has been very helpful for us being challenging life in London.
We are awesome. I believe each human being is a marvel, and each being has the potential to create and lead a miraculous life. Anything is possible for me. If I give my time, will, intention. I choose my life. I create my life. I celebrate my life. I cherish my life. Okay, so that was my long journey, and I'm so excited to be sharing a couple of insights, especially to help parents, also to help everyone individually. Am I audible? Okay. Thank you so much. So once again, a very, very warm welcome to all of you to this beautiful simplified session, which is going to be very profound for you in the long run as well. Let me start my PPT. Okay. The topic of the program is the best well-being practices for the family. And a very quick introduction. I'm a mother of two kids, two grown-up boys. One has completed his education from Harvard University and is working on his startup, and the younger child is basically finished his 12th grade and is applying into colleges. Now, my journey when my kids were very small, at that time, I started taking so many parenting sessions to help myself. And even till last 3-4 years, I would say that there were so many things which I had learned on the go. And now that the kids are grown, now I can help the young parents how to start their family with the best well-being practices. And today, we are only going to cover what are the pillars of well-being. And in the next 2 upcoming sessions, we are going to look into the well-being practices because it's a very short slot. And also my journey is into music and dance as well. So I'm pursuing Kathak, and I've been learning Hindustani music and Carnatic music for many, many years. and attended so many concerts, and also encouraged many, many people to start music, not just to become an artist, but also to keep the heart chakra very, very joyful and also very balanced. So all of you, I would personally recommend that whoever has not explored music of any sort, I would recommend that you either start an instrument or guitar or keyboard, or just listen to the music, or even your family members, every member, introduce them to at least a short-term musical session, meaning to say they should learn at least for 6 months or 1 year to begin with, to see how the sound waves fall onto the ears and also land into the heart center. All the people enjoy the happiness because of the heart chakra, the heart center. So if the heart center has to be really joyful, happy, because of which we experience the life as a happy life, I would also recommend that make music as part of your life. So I generally live this motto of live the life you love and love the life you live. So I want you to ponder on this particular quote to see how much quotient of your life are you loving. So just say like, hey, my life is like bindas, I'm really enjoying. Or is it like, no, I am born unlucky sometimes, or maybe I'm born super lucky, or you see, no, because of the non-supportive circumstances, I feel my life is not that great. So I just want you to have a mental numbering of how much are you in love with your own life. On a scale of 0 to 10, you need not tell the number to me for you. Okay, right now, I think it's like 8 or 6 or 5. Maybe I need to make it 9 or 10. So if you can love the life you live and live the life you love, you have actually achieved the real purpose of our life on this earth. That is, we are much, much superior than any other being. So I would ask you to ponder on this particular quote on a single day, every day, regularly, to ponder on this question: what am I doing with my life? Am I extracting the real essence of life? So that will give you an answer of how to love in your life and how to fall in love with your own life. So what is my mission and my life purpose is basically to bring more harmony to the families, because I realize that as I'm talking to many, parents, many people, many individuals going through phases of life, somewhere many people say this: what is the purpose of life? Is it all the hard work all the time? Is it like all the time dealing with people? Or is it like, what is the essence of life? So basically, we are looking today into the pillars of well-being, and I'm going to help all of you with a couple of key questions today, as it's the first session of well-being. So my mission on this earth is to help parents and teenagers hold on to the vision, whatever the vision is, and accomplish those results. That is what I'm doing my work for, and I'm very passionate doing the work I'm doing. Now, quickly, a reality check to all of the people who are here. And I have put a slide also for this. So before that, since we do not have much time, I will start the first stage with a simple song. ना कोई उमंग है, ना कोई तरंग है, मेरी जिंदगी है क्या कटी पतंग है. So when I meet people, some of the people I meet in this stage where they are completely screwed up, they say, hey, what is the meaning of life? Nobody understands me. Nobody gives me importance. Or like, I do so much good for the people. I do not know which area to correct. So here, the first stage a human is experiencing in any, meaning to say we all experience all these stages. So today we are going to do a reality check of which of these phases you are experiencing in the current phase. Like, you might be single, you might be married, you might be a parent, you might be taking care of your parents, you might be working in some other city, you might not be living with the family. There could be so many scenarios. So I would want all of you to quickly close your eyes and check which phase of life are you experiencing. I would recommend all of you to close your eyes to just re-look into this. This is one of the most powerful exercise. The first stage is screwed up stage, where there are so many entanglements which a person is experiencing. Some could be formed in this lifetime. Some could come also from the previous lifetime. People, some of you might believe or might not believe. Sometimes we say, I'm doing everything good, but still some things are not working in my life. So I do believe in some of the karmic principles. And I would say sometimes for no fault of ours, we will be experiencing a screwed up life during certain phases. Now, the second stage is the stagnant phase, where you will be feeling that you are putting your effort, you are working hard, you are also improvising yourself, but you are not experiencing the success you want to experience. So that comes under the stagnant phase. Now, stagnant phase can also experience in the overall family, where one person is experiencing success, the other person is also remaining stagnant, which will also impact the well-being of the family. Until we know how to deal with that stagnancy, which other person or the other family members are experiencing the family. So on a scale of 0 to 10, in which area of life are you experiencing that stillness, meaning to say the block of, not moving further? That is the stage of stagnancy, where nothing is progressing further. Stage 3 is suffering, where you feel that a sense of sadness that things are not working in spite of your effort, in spite of your intentions, in spite of all the things what you're doing, and you lose the hope, and that is when suffering sets in. You might be experiencing this for yourself, for your family members, sometimes our parents, sometimes extended family members. So are anybody in your family experiencing the suffering stage right now? The stage 4 is struggling stage, where you're putting literally good amount of effort, and you are totally like swimming in the ocean against the cold winds and against the cold water, trying to reach your destination. So I would say struggling is much more better than being in the suffering stage, because suffering is like a given up stage. Struggling is still looking for the solution. Now, look into your own family and see if anybody is experiencing any of these 4 stages, because we're talking about the family well-being. We're not talking about the workplace well-being right now. Purely your family. You should imagine your own family members right now. Now, the next 4 stages are stable. Stable is just the life is going normally. Suhana, suffer, like, it's like just going, not too great, not too bad, but everything is like in a stable way. Now, the next stage is rising. Rising means suddenly your capacity increases, your competency increases, your ability to do things improves. Everything is on a higher mode, and you're enjoying that sort of a rise within you. Or suddenly you might be seeing your family members rising, and you'll be wondering, oh God, how come this person has become much better or much capable or competent? So the rising stage is where you are moving towards the success you want to experience in many ways, like be it like intellectually, like financially, socially, spiritually, many sorts of rising stages you can experience. Now, the next stage is soaring. Soaring stage is like multiple things are moving in high momentum, meaning to say, oh, this is also moving well. This is also moving well. So you know that you have the strings in your hand which are under your control, because you navigated and mastered that. And the next stage is thriving. Thriving means you already achieved the success. You know the blueprint of your success, and all you need to do is repeat the success of whatever you are experiencing. Now, success has been experienced by people, but sometimes after many years, they say, hey, what is the big deal? I don't feel any joy anymore. So now the next stages are much different. Like, you might be successful, but you might be unhappy. You might be successful, but you see, hey, I missed this area of my life. I have a lot of money, but I messed up with my relationships. Or you might say, I have given too much to my relationships, but I have not built my career. Or you might say, I have built my career and relationships, but I have not taken care of my health. So it could mean anything when you're in the thriving stage. But when we move to the next stage, that is called as a creating stage. That is, you have shed off your old conditions. You have shut off your old beliefs. You have shut off all the things which were given to you by others. You have reached a stage that you want to experience the life the way you want to. You are deliberately and genuinely creating your life. That means you have already experienced the stages of self-discovery, self-mastery, self-healing. That is when your aura, your energy changes, and you would be creating the life. And not only just living in the world, you're also celebrating the life. You'll move on to the next zone where you're celebrating your life. And while you're celebrating, you're also cherishing your life, meaning to say you take a mango and you're not just like, eating in hurry, that very beautiful, tasty mango. You put it in your mouth, you enjoy it, you savor the taste, you savor everything. And that is called the savoring. So the question is, are you all savoring your life? Are you celebrating your life? Are you creating your life? And finally, the last stage is called as a contributing stage, where you're giving others, where you're offering others your time, your energy, your prayers, your goodwill, your advice, your solutions, your money, whatever it is contributing. So now, amongst all the stages, where are you finding yourself as of now? So if you have 4 family members, you can just say, hey, right now I'm in the rising stage. Or sometimes you might be having children, out of which 2 children, one would be very, very jovial, one would be very, very meticulous and very, hard-tempered or hard temperament. One is doing well, one is not doing well. So all the parameters become, so as parents, as adults, we can say, what am I experiencing in my life? What is my spouse experiencing? What is my children experiencing? So these phases will give you an idea. Right now, I'm at this stable stage, so I need to rise if we want to. Right now, I'm at rising stage, I need to soar. Right now, I'm at the soaring stage, I need to thrive. So that is how you need to look into your life. And we will be moving into the well-being part, because these stages are very, very important for experiencing the family well-being. Okay, now, how many of you agree if I say every family needs these 4 things? Peace. Do you all agree with that? Every family needs peace. Okay, now do you see that in the home, sometimes our other members or we ourselves might disturb the peace of other family members? We cause problem when we don't do the right things. Also, it affects the peace of the parents. When, children are not utilizing the resources, parents feel, what am I doing? I'm working so hard, but what are the children doing? Sometimes you might be putting a lot of effort, but the spouse is not realizing or not, recognizing it or not giving importance. There's so many parameters. So all the families first require peace, because everybody says, if they're angry, just don't talk to me, leave me alone. I want my peace back. So that is one thing. Now, second thing which every family needs is productivity. Productivity means right now, the era in which we are, we need to really, really thrive. If we are just normal and average, we are not going to thrive. We have to compromise on that. So after talking to many, many people, and many people say that, hey, I missed the bus, or I did not do the right things at the right time, it means that productivity is one of the well-being tool which is very required. And all of us have to instill this into our family members, the concept of how can we raise the productivity quotient of the family. So the third thing is, how many of you think of the progress of your family? Do you agree that every family wants to see the progress? Sometimes you're doing well, sometimes your sibling or your children might not be doing that well. Still, it becomes a concern for us. Hey, why is this guy not doing well? Why is he not thinking well? So that is also a part of the family dynamics. And finally, prosperity. Prosperity means you're thriving with what all a person needs in their life, like physical, mental, emotional, social, spiritual, environmental progress. So these are the 4 parameters every family needs. Now, why is this generation facing so many challenges is because of the technology. Technology has brought a lot of boons for us, but technology also has caused a lot of distance among the parents and the families. And we also see that most of the children, the intelligence quotient is very high, and sometimes that is getting misused. That is also causing a lot of challenges to the parents, where the children are questioning an innumerable number of temptations in the world, which is also impacting the well-being of the family and the members of the family. Now, this is a family. If you notice, you can see that the family, there is a lot of hostility. Everybody is like sometimes sad or angry or upset, and arguments. So now, can you all just imagine in a family what circumstances can bring fights, or what circumstances can bring distance, what circumstances can bring togetherness, what circumstances can help people elevate each other. Imagine if there is a family and there are, like, three brothers, for example. One by nature is like, think that he's smart and hardworking, and one of the brother has, like, wasted some time and energy. So can we, all the other family members, also elevate the other family members? So I talk to a lot of parents, and the parents say, like a younger sister or the older sister, and the younger sister says, I really do not like my sister because she does everything so well. I don't know, she's born lucky. So there is a lot of feeling which is impacting, but people do not say, but it does affect the well-being of the family. So we are just looking at a brief idea as to what brings hostility into the family. So we are looking at these parameters. Disconnection is one of the reason of the family losing its well-being. Like, when people are not in synchronicity with each other, where people don't like to talk with each other, where don't people like to share anything with each other. So that brings the hostility in the environment, like, disconnection. Now, second thing is miscommunication. Miscommunication means most of the people say 10 wrong things instead of saying one right thing. So they intend something, say something else. So you have to look into your family, that is my family excellent in communication? Is my family good in connecting with people? And no family is perfect. Let me tell you, none of our families are perfect. But it is an endeavor that we bring those positive changes into the family so that we experience that peace, that productivity, that prosperity and progress. So it is an effort putting job. Do not think that I have put my child in a best school, that's all, it's taken care of. No way. Lot of work is required for this generation. Parents, not only for the family, but for the self also. Literally, we have to look into what is my peace quotient, what is my productivity quotient, what is my progress quotient, and what is my prosperity quotient. That same thing has to be taught for each and every family member. Now, we will also look further what happens in the family that brings a lot of challenges and which impacts the well-being of the family is poor listening. Like, we don't pay attention. We don't listen to what other person is saying. We don't pay full attention. Or sometimes one or two people in the family might be paying, but others might rule out. Now, the other thing is, when there is a problem, you have to notice, is your family following the principle of bringing in the problem solving ability into the family? Or we just say, you're like this, and we rule it out. So we have to see which part is our family weak in and how do we develop that. And the next thing is, I'll talk about this life cycle, not understanding the life cycle. I put one more slide. And the other common challenge is independent thinking. Like, a family thinks, these are my family rules, but the child thinks, no, my father and mother are old generation people, or, they are not following the guidelines. So I want to give you an example of a family whom I'm coaching. The boy studies abroad in one university, and the younger boy studies in Bangalore with the parent. So every time the elder son comes to the home from abroad, because he's studying abroad, the younger kid always fights with the elder brother, saying that you don't respect the parents because you're too out of the family norms. You're too following the American culture. Now, these two brothers, there is no personal animosity between them, but both of them stop talking to each other. And literally, I have done a joint session for two brothers just to express in a better communication what each one thinks about each other. And again, they join back. Otherwise, these two brothers were not talking for almost like 6 months, thinking that I don't care, I don't care. So that sort of a communication we enhanced. And when I talked to the parents, both of them, father said, I'm also not good in communication. The mother said, I'm very versed in communication. So the family is lacking in communication. All the people are good. Every person is good in the family. Because of the family lacking in communication, the family well-being levels dropped. So now you have to identify in your family which aspect is good, which aspect is not good. So independent thinking is also causing problems, because everybody thinks I like the way I like to live. So they might not follow the family guidelines, which brings the hostility in the family. Now we look into the a happy family scenario. So what are the pillars of the happy family? Obviously, the first and the foremost is connection, that every person is trying to connect with each other. So you have to understand in your family which person is struggling to connect with others, meaning to say they withdraw. They don't like to talk to others. They don't like to express. So what happens is you have to identify, in my family, there are 4 people. This boy or this person struggles to communicate. This person struggles to listen. This person struggles to express. So we have to empower them to learn that sort of a skill, so that it will become enhancing factor to your well-being. And in our own family, if the cooperation and the compassion means empathy for the other person, the kindness for the other person, even the cooperation is missing, it becomes a very negative factor to the well-being of the family. And the collaboration means where all the people are forming a team to basically achieve some of the bigger goals. So in my family also, not all the things were good, but certain things we improved. And because of the collaboration quality, it so happened that both of my kids could participate in very prestigious international competitions, literally. So we had to collaborate what each one is going to do, though we were lacking in some of the other skills. But overall, we started developing the communication, we started developing the expression. And if your collaborative model is high in your home, you can accomplish not ordinary things, you can accomplish greater things. So now if you see between these two families, the well-being factors are not something like, hey, he is good, she is good. No, individually, every person is developing the connection ability, communication ability, compassion ability, cooperation ability, collaboration ability, and commitment ability. Now, if you see, this is a happy person, and now there is a person who is going through some sort of a sadness or depression. Now, what happens is basically in a family of 3-4 people, you are talking very nicely, but the other person who is feeling that sad feeling, do you think they will respond properly when you talk nicely? When you're saying something very excited, they say just dikao mat karo, don't show too much of things. They will be reprimanding with a very, very bad comment, because their emotional state is not good. That is not that they are lying. Now, here is where the complete well-being comes into picture. Now, before we go into the well-being practices next week, so today, as told by Mr. Srini and Ravi, I need to complete the session by 11:10. So I want to just talk about what is well-being. Well-being is all about the ability to function well and ability to feel good. So now the question is, are you functioning well on a daily basis? With yourself, at work, at your hobbies, at your interest, overall. So you have to ask, am I functioning well? If not, how can I improve and optimize my functionality? That is the first part. Second thing is, am I feeling good, or am I in the emotions of low energy, sadness, or unable to deal with life? Now, I have shown the picture of a girl who was very vibrant. Now, when I talk about the well-being practices, happy people are productive people. Now, are productive people happy people, or happy people are productivity? It is vice versa, depending on how each one perceives. Now, when we bring the well-being practices, even a person who is in low energy, suddenly they can raise the energy to a higher level, because of which the clarity of the mind happens, because of which they can make better choices, better decisions. That is how they can increase the well-being of the family. And we will just close with this one last slide for today. Now, I would recommend every member of your family, including you all, to go through these 4 stages of self-healing, self-discovery, self-mastery, self-actualization. You can identify the people when you see them. If you see somebody, you can identify how much clutter they cleared themselves, how many non-supportive energies they have deleted, decluttered, how much of clarity they got into the vision of what sort of life they want to create. Now, that is where, including myself, I have gone through these 4 stages, and everybody who is part of my coaching journey, I tell them, hey, have you gone through a self-discovery process? Have you gone through a self-healing process? Have you gone through a self-mastery process? If these 4 things are gone, traversed by every individual, your energy, your clarity, your aura, your happiness, your empowered feeling, everything automatically rises. Now, when you have reached your empowered state or happy state, look into the other family members and elevate them if they need. If they're already doing great, you need not do anything. Just help them maintain that. But you tell them that you have discovered them also in that light. And that way, the whole family enjoys the synchronicity, happiness, communication, togetherness, and that leads to peace, productivity, progress, and prosperity. Now, before I hand over it back to Ravi, I wanted to ask one thing from today's conversation. Did you pick up something as an introspective thing as to which area you want to look into your family? So if possible, I would want you to write in the chat box one point which is come as a trigger for you, as a reminder for you, as an insight for you about your overall family well-being. Anything, whatever comes. You can share also, you can talk also, you can write in the chat box. After that, we will close today's session with one affirmation. Okay, family well-being is something which I can see written by Ravi. Anybody else, you feel that you need to look into some aspect of your family and empower that? Anything? So in my family, I'm an expressive person, but my younger kid was non-expressive. So it took me close to 3.5 years to work on how does he feel comfortable and safe to express his thoughts and emotions at the family level. So it is a work, and people who have not working on it, thinking that things will get better on its own, trust me, it is not going to happen like that. Identifying the problem area, identifying the expression, connection, communication, all this, bringing it to their notice and helping them. How do we enhance the well-being of the family? If the well-being is great, you will achieve amazing things in life. So I can see Sylvester's message, having a proper communication channel, and I can see other message, stability and happiness in family members. Very good. So today we will close our session with one affirmation, and that affirmation is, this is called as a very powerful Hakini Mudra, which is for the determination. Most of us are not very determined. We think something, but we don't do. So this is a determination mudra. You can put like this and say, I want all of you to do this mudra. These are all very, very powerful. Nothing is like, simple fluke. Everything is like scientific. So I want you to use this mudra and just say, I take 100% responsibility. I want all of you to actor. Yes. Plausible mics on. I take 100% responsibility.
I take 100% responsibility
For my physical.
for my physical,
Mental. Emotional. Financial. Spiritual. Environmental. Even environmental well-being is important. If you have all the money, but if you don't have food, and if we don't have water, we are screwed up. Okay. So even environmental well-being also is important. So it is like when you get up in the morning, you can do this mudra and say, I take 100% responsibility for my physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, social, financial, environmental well-being of myself and also my family. Isn't this good? So it does not say that because my family members are in a bad mood, that's why I'm not doing good or I'm not great. No telling or putting blames on anybody. We take the responsibility. So this affirmation generally I do every single day when I get up in the morning and see that I'm in that vibration and also put that energy back into the family. So these are simple techniques, but does a great thing in the long run. So others can pick up from us. So with this, I hand over the session back to Mr. Ravi, and we will meet.
Sunita, we have one question from one of our participant. Can you please look at the chat box?
Okay, sorry, I missed it out. Okay, Santosh, I'm son of a farmer. This fixed income, sometimes all crop are lost due to flood and bad weather. Therefore, at least one person should have a government job or good salary to keep family. Is it right? Give answer to the family situation. So right now, I would say I'm not the right person to quickly throw a solution because of the circumstances what you are in. So first, I would say, what we need to do is when we understand the situation of what is going on, we look at the problem. We understand within the circumstances, what would be the next best step to take it in that situation, because I would not know what is happening in the farmer's world. So I would say a person in bad situation goes depressed, sad, angry, frustrated. In the process, we will go into the negative spiral. So what I would recommend is whatever situation you're going through, first, do not go into the downward spiral curve. So first you stop your deterioration. Then you say, this is the situation I'm facing. So what would be the next step to get my fixed income or deal with the bad weather? You have to plan your life according to what do you see as an alternative method or still anything to be improvising in that situation. So if I'm in a situation where things are bad, first I would say, hey, crisis is in front of me. I keep myself calm to look at the crisis first. So I will not go into the downward spiral first. So that is where the well-being practices come into picture. And last time I was sharing a couple of things here. So if I were to do, I would quickly do a EFT process for myself and say, hey, I'm really getting scared and angry about what things are happening. So I would calm myself down and then look at the next best solution, what is possible in the circumstances, which could be a short-term goal, or also should I change the stream and change my long-term goal? So your stability of mind, your well-being makes you not do wrong decisions, but rather do the right decisions, which will change the course of life. Hope I could answer from the well-being point of view, meaning to say we should not get into the downward spiral and deteriorate to make wrong decisions. You should keep your clarity of mind so good that you arrive at a solution, because every challenge is also an opportunity to find solutions. That is what great minds do. Okay, so with that, I would hand it over to Ravi back.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sunita. If anybody has any more questions where they would like to speak or give any feedback, we are ready. We'll have 2 minutes for everyone to answer.
No, it's not a question or anything. I just wanted to thank Mrs. Sunita and all other participants for joining this session. And we have 2 more sessions on 15th and 22nd successively on these Thursdays. And we will also share a feedback form. Please answer that feedback form so that we will have some suggestions from your side. And also, please invite your friends and family members to participate more and more in the coming 2 sessions, because each session is a separate session. No problem, even if they miss the first session, you can invite them as well, so that they also get benefited, since you have experienced the level of benefits you will get by this session. So definitely you will be helping them by inviting them. So I request all of you to invite more and more people from your network, so that it reaches so many people. And I once again thank Sunita Garu for joining and giving us all this information. Thank you, one and all.
Sunita, you're on mute.
Thank you, one and all, for being part of this journey. And thanks to Alignity for giving me an opportunity to share my insights. Thanks a lot. So see you next Thursday for the next second 40-minute session. Thank you, one and all.
Sunita, before you drop, just drop your email ID and phone number if anybody wants to contact you in the chat box.
Sure.
Ramesh, answer to your question, we will share the access of this recording to everyone, every participant, so that they can review everything.
Thank you.
Yeah, Sunita ma'am, please
Yeah.
answer, please mention your
Everyone.
contact number and your website so
Yes,
that
yes,
people
yes.
are eager to
Yeah.
look at you and contact you. So please do mention that so that participants can get back to you.
Yes.
Mention 3 things: email ID, phone number, and your website.
Yes. Right. So thank you, one and all. So we'll meet you next week.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much, Sunita. Thank you for your
Thank you.
time. And I hope everybody enjoyed. Let's meet again next Thursday for continuing this session. And once again, finally, thank you so much, Sunita, once again joining, and we'll see you next week.
Sure.
Thank
Thank
you
you, one
all.
and all. Thank you.
Thank you, Sunita.
Thank you.